You'd think having a ton of cash would solve all your problems, right? Well, in the US, when it comes to getting a loan or even just renting an apartment, that's not always true. Today, we're going to tackle one of the biggest financial hurdles out there: how to build credit from absolute zero. So, you're starting with a completely blank slate. No credit score, no history, nothing. Where do you even begin? Yeah, it really feels impossible, doesn't it? It's that classic catch-22. You need credit to get things, but you need to have those things to build credit in the first place. It feels like you're stuck in this crazy loop. But trust me, there's a way out, and we're going to walk through it step by step.
All right, so to crack this nut, we first got to get to the heart of the problem. And this is the part that blows people's minds. In the credit world, cash isn't king.
Okay, so what even is a credit score? The easiest way to think about it is like a report card, but for adults. And here's the key: it doesn't grade how much cash you have in the bank. Nope, it grades how you act when you borrow money. Are you a good borrower? Do you pay people back on time? That's a story lenders really care about. And this is the big difference right here. Having cash just proves you have money right now, today. But having good credit, that proves you're reliable over the long haul. And lenders, well, they're not just looking at today, they're betting on your future. So that track record, that history of trust, it's everything. Okay, so how in the world do you build that trust record from nothing? Well, the most common and honestly the best first step is something called a secured credit card. It's designed specifically for this exact situation. And it's way simpler than it sounds. Here's how it works. First, you put down a small security deposit, say around $200. Now, this isn't a fee, it's more like collateral that the bank just holds on to. And that deposit amount, that becomes your credit limit. Then you just use the card for small, regular stuff like gas or groceries. And finally, and this is the most important part, the golden rule, you pay that bill in full, on time, every single month. That simple little cycle is what kickstarts your positive credit history. And listen, the goal here is not to go on a shopping spree. It's all about building that history of reliability. Seriously, even tiny purchases, $10, $20 a month, as long as you pay them on time, that sends a huge signal to the credit bureaus that you're someone they can count on. All right, so once that secured card is up and running, you're officially in the game. But what if I told you there's a shortcut, a clever little trick that can give your score a massive head start? It's called being an authorized user. All you have to do is ask a family member, like a parent, who has a fantastic credit history, if they'd be willing to add you to one of their credit cards. And the best part? You don't even have to touch the card or spend a dime on it. Their long history of perfect on-time payments starts showing up on your credit report. You're basically piggybacking on their good habits, and it can add years of positive history to your file, like overnight. Okay, so now you've got your own card. Maybe you've even gotten that authorized user boost. Your history's starting to build. Fantastic. The next level up is to show lenders that you're versatile. It's all about something called your credit mix. Basically, lenders just feel a whole lot better when they see you can handle different kinds of debt. It proves you're not a one-trick pony, you know? It shows you're financially well-rounded. So there are really two main flavors of credit that lenders look for. The first is what's called revolving credit. That's your credit card, right? The amount you owe can go up and down. The second is installment credit. Think of a car loan or a small personal loan. It's a fixed payment for a fixed amount of time. If you can show that you can handle both of these types, even just one of each, your credit profile looks so much stronger and more trustworthy. Okay, listen up, because this next part is just as critical as everything we've covered. I mean, you've put in all this work to build your score up. The last thing you want is for one silly mistake to knock it all down. Yeah, think of building credit like playing a video game. You need a good offense, making your payments, using your card wisely. But you also need a rock-solid defense to avoid those rookie mistakes that can just totally wipe out your progress. So what are these big mistakes to avoid? First, maxing out your card. Lenders see that and think, whoa, this person might be in financial trouble. A good rule of thumb is to keep your balance below 30% of your limit. Second, paying late. This is the ultimate sin in the credit world. Even one day late can seriously ding your score. Third, don't go on an application spree and apply for a bunch of cards at once. It just looks desperate. And finally, this one surprises a lot of people. Don't close your oldest credit card. A long credit history is like gold, so cutting it short by closing that account can actually hurt you. So, you've done the work, you've avoided the traps. What's the reward at the end of all this? What's the big prize? Let's take a look at the outcome. When you strip it all down, it really just comes back to these four super simple rules. Start small so you don't get overwhelmed, use your credit responsibly, pay on time, always, 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 and just be consistent, month in, month out. That is the magic formula. And look at this. This should get you excited. We're not talking about a 5 or 10-year plan here. You can literally go from having no score, NA, a complete ghost, to breaking into that good credit zone, over 700, in as little as 6 to 12 months. That's how powerful being consistent is. Yup, that's the number to aim for. 700 plus. That's when things really start to change. It's the key that unlocks better interest rates, makes it way easier to get approved for that apartment you want. It's really about financial freedom. It's the score you earn for all that discipline. So I'll just leave you with this thought. That number, it's not just a score. It's a key. It represents trust. It represents opportunity. So the real question is, what doors with your new score open for you?